Why are you videoing me?
It's like 1:30 a.m. and I'm just gonna like make some cookie dough, but I'm gonna unload the dishwasher first. And I'm gonna be quiet because my mom's going to bed right now because she woke up because her back hurt. And my brother's asleep because he has online school tomorrow. And I'm on online spring break, so. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing a voiceover for most of this video, but there will be some parts where when it was early in the morning I was talking, so it'll switch between normal voice and like whispering voice, and yeah. Now let's take a look at my ingredients. Flour that we must use ASAP according to my mom. We got that white sugar. We got that brown sugar because we don't discriminate. We got a cup. We don't really need that yet. I mean, we got a whisk. We got vanilla. We got baking soda, right? Yeah, not baking powder. We got salt. We got measuring stuff. We got over here butter that I'm going to soften and or melt. I know we need 2 eggs too. They're like there. And then we also need some hot water that I'll get when we need it because the water cools down fast. Okay, so first I went to like soften a cup of butter in the microwave for 30 seconds, right? Turns out that doesn't soften the butter, it like half melts it. So, you know, we were just chilling with that. So for this part of the recipe, you need 1 cup of white sugar. So that's what I was grabbing here. I had actually used most of it in the previous week because I was baking so much. So when I opened it, I realized it was mostly empty, and I just dumped it in because it didn't need to be measured. Next is 1 cup of brown sugar, but the thing was closed because it was new. So I grabbed some kitchen scissors and decided I'd open it up. The thing is, I'm really bad with scissors, and I, for some reason, was unable to open it the first time around. Eventually it cut through, and I was all set to go. And then I just poured it into a cup and dumped it into the bowl. We can ignore the fact that I dropped a huge lump because it's fine. You can always have more sugar. Next, I poured in my cup of softened butter, and then I just whisked it until it was mixed together. Next, you crack in an egg and then whisk that in. And then after whisking it in, you crack another egg and then whisk that in, you know, just do it one at a time. Next, you got your delightful vanilla, which I don't know why I stuck out my tongue there. You know, it's gonna pop up again. Anyways, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You can add those in together. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. So anyways, this is what it's supposed to look like after adding in all of those ingredients. We compost our eggshells here because we're green. The tongue thing popped back up. I told you. Watch me spill some baking soda. Okay, anyways, you're supposed to get 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I put mine in the old butter bowl because we don't want to waste any of the excess butter that's left over there. Next, I needed 2 teaspoons of hot water. But the first time I went to get some, it kind of just splashed everywhere. So, you know, we love that. Second time I tried, I managed to get it, and I poured it into the old butter bowl. And then after you've poured in your 2 teaspoons of hot water, then you'll mix them together until it's decently combined. Mine's kind of yellow because, butter. And then after you've done that, you just take it and you pour it into your old mixture and just whisk that in. Jesus. After grabbing my teaspoon measurer by the sink, I went and I grabbed half a teaspoon of salt, which I failed to open for a second there, and then just added that to our mixture. And then you whisk again because you want to make sure it's all combined, and it'll look something like this since you've added the baking soda thing. Next, you get that use ASAP flour, and I poured in 1 cup at a time because my bowl was too small, and I was too stubborn to go and grab a new bowl. like a dumb person. So, of course, what ends up happening when you try mixing a bowl that's too small and has flour in it, you drop flour, as you can see me noticing and laughing. But again, stubborn, and I kept adding cups of flour. I just so happened to drop flour again, like a very dumb person, because that is how we work in this world. Boop. Yep. At this point, I've gotten too far, and I'm too committed to this, so I'm just gonna keep going. I decide to go and wash my hands, because for this last cup of flour, it's too doughy that I can't use the whisk anymore, and I decide that I'll mix it with my hands. Okay, so I'm actually obsessed with how soft flour is, but I completely forgot that even though it's dough, actually, no. Since it's dough, it's doughy. It sticks to your hands. And then I have to go wash my hands again. But this is what it looks like. And then boom, chocolate chips. And it's 1:58. And I forgot that I had to preheat the oven. So I have to get out those trays. And then there's like a kale tray thingy. And I'm very confused. But then I realized that my mom made kale chips, were a great snack. Better than chocolate chip cookies. Well, not better, but healthier for you than chocolate chip cookies. You preheat the oven to 350, which you should have done before making the whole dough, but I'm not smart. And then I was kind of just bored. So I cleaned up, and then I realized that the flour I dropped has to be cleaned up, and I was lazy, so, use that foot just to fix it up. Boom, good as new. I filled up the dishwasher a little bit with stuff that I've been using. I decided I'd ball up my cookie dough. I oversprayed the pan because, better to be safe than sorry. It's okay though. I couldn't close it though. It took a second. I remember struggling and just thinking, it's oil. Of course that's going to happen. I got down on my knees and I just started making the dough balls. And in the end, I got 12, and then the rest I saved in this Ziploc baggy thing. As noted earlier, I'm dumb and realized that this Ziploc bag was way too big. So I ended up, just being like, what can I do? And then I realized that there were small Ziploc bags in the back. So I just grabbed one of those, I had a hard time opening it because I had dough in my hands. So I put the dough down, opened the bag, and then shoved the bag with the dough so I could eat it later as cookie dough. I didn't know where to put it because our fridge is full, due to the quarantine. So I used a lot of butter in the cookie dough, and the butter compartment had an open slot, so I just shoved it in there because it's like half butter anyways. The oven's heated up. It's late at night. I'm contemplating why I ever did this. I shoved my 12 cookie dough balls in the oven barehanded because I'm too lazy to grab my oven mitts. And I set a timer for 12 minutes because I thought that'd be enough time, I also was kind of impatient. I went to actually check the real time instead of just looking outside. It's 2:08 a.m. This has been 30, 40 minutes. Anyways, nothing to do for those 12 minutes. We just cleaned up, put the dough bowl in the dishwasher. I was bored. I had nothing to do. When you have nothing to do, you kind of just sit around filming yourself doing nothing until, I realized that there is something to do because there's some pretty snazzy snacks in that back right corner. But wait, let's check on the cookies. Yep, they still look pretty similar. I watered my dead plants because they're dead because I don't take care of them. Remember the snazzy snacks? Here's me reviewing them. So first of all, we got vitamin C gummies because, you don't want to get sick during the quarantine. You got to make sure you don't get the corona. Next, we have delightful Nutella on the goes. They're so yummy. I eat them in my bedroom all the time. But the thing is, I just wasn't feeling them today. I wanted cookies. Speaking of Publix, speaking of my bedroom, found this on my floor one time. My mom was in there. She was eating it while talking to her friends. Interesting. We got peanut butter pretzels. Super yummy. Full of calories. A lot of calories. But that's okay. What am I grabbing? Tate's cookies. I could have totally eaten those, but you know, I just wasn't feeling them that day, so I decided to make my own. Next we got some dumb, gross snack that my grandma gave me. I didn't like it. My mom and her fiance did, so they ate them, you know. We got some white cheddar popcorn. I like white cheddar popcorn, but I just haven't been feeling it lately. I tried some the other day, and I was like, this kind of tastes gross. I don't know why. Next we got just potato chips. They have olive oil on them. They're okay. They're just potato chips. We also got bugles. They're one of my favorite snacks, but like, I don't know. I haven't eaten them in a hot minute. I've been more sweet-toothed recently than salty. Oh, bro, veggie straws, so good. I love them so much. Great healthy alternative. Actually, I don't know if they're that healthy, but they're great. Finally, in the very back, we got those whatchamacallit, Smokehouse Blue Diamond Almonds. I got these from my mom for Mother's Day once. She was obsessed with them. Now we get them a ton of the time. We also got some Cape Cod kettle cooked potato chips. They're potato chips. They're pretty good. Finally, we got some veggie chips. So, you know, if you're not filling the straws, you got the chips. You know, potato, tomato. It should have been spinato. Wonder if that's a thing. Anyways, pretty good snacks. Hand sanitizer wipes to keep your hands clean during the quarantine. Now there's 2 minutes left on this timer. I decided that I should probably check on my cookies. They're poofy. And I mean poofy. I was super surprised at how poofy they were. The timer went off. I decided to check them and see if they were less poofy. They were not. If not, they were more poofy at this point. They looked pretty pale. So I decided to keep them in for another, 3 minutes. Yeah. When the timer went off again, I checked on them, you know, and they were still pretty poofy. But the color looked a teensy bit better, and one of the tops was kind of cracking, or a lot of them were. So I decided that meant they were good. I took them out, clapped my hands quietly because, you know, oven mitts are on. And then I put everything away, turned off the oven because we're safe in this household. It's 2:30 a.m. at this point. It's been an hour. My cookies are going to chill on the pan. Heavenly scent. It's weird because I'm not even that hungry anymore. I made this originally because I was super hungry and I had a sweet tooth thing going and I didn't want to get the Nutella on the goes that I showed you over there. But now I'm not that hungry, but I'm still gonna eat one because I'm hungry. I want to taste them, and then I'll leave the rest in a little container for my family tomorrow. Voiceover croissants back. I left one cookie out for me, rest are packaged away. I decided, taste testing time. Chocolate chip cookie. They're pretty thick and but they're soft. They're not hard, you know. So it's pretty yummy. Lactose-free milk cookie. Still good. It's officially been an hour. I'm gonna brush my teeth because, you know, you should brush your teeth, children. If you eat cookies, brush your teeth. I mean, that's my brushing teeth sound. Anyways, chocolate. I'm tired. My family is asleep, and I should be too. So I'm gonna go to bed and at least get in my bed. And yeah, just turn off the lights. Have a good night, or I don't really know what time it is when I post this, but have a good night, day. Have a good 24 hours. Have a good week. Have a good quarantine. Just have a good life. It is now 2:06 in the afternoon. I woke up 2 hours ago, and there is one cookie left. Yeah. So just... To end the video, let's answer some questions. 1, why do I have so many snacks and why is my fridge so stacked up? You know, quarantine. We started hoarding food. I mean, not crazy. We went a few Costco hauls before. You know, what's another question? Why are my cookies so not fluffy? Why are my cookies so tall? I don't know. It's just the recipe, I guess, that I found in my notes, you know? Yeah. Another question. Why was I up at 2 a.m.? Um, I haven't been sleeping. I don't really know what's up with that. I've been having like funky dreams that I'm not too fond of. So I'm just gonna avoid sleeping. Actually, no, you know what? I sleep during the day. Yeah. I wake up at like 12 every day. Yeah. And that's the frequently asked questions at the end of the video. You know, if you want to ask more questions, you can ask them. You know, text me. If you can't text me, comment. I don't know. You know, hope you enjoyed seeing me bake cookies. I sure enjoyed making them. Since the cookies are finished now, I'm probably gonna either put another batch in the oven or I'm going to just eat some cookie dough. Anyways, have a good quarantine. Have fun. Stay safe. Stay inside. Love you guys. Good night. Or have a good 24 hours, like I just said.